I'll just now take you through quickly through our recommendations that we have been making. The brands which are here and the other brands know about this, but still for everybody's benefit. And also if you have any feedback on that. So what you can see and what you have seen in the Safety Niti report, this is what we consistently have been saying now for more than 2 years. These are the same top 5 for everybody. We want contract workers to be included explicitly and at par in the OSH policies of the brands. We are expecting the brands to have supplier code of conduct. You have seen progress in that in Dhanraj's presentation. We have, we have the need for a standard operating procedure for deeper supply chain, for which brands have all the resources and the power and the knowledge and the technical know-how to do, but none have done, or we are not aware of at least, and they haven't told us. We are requesting them to report on SDG 8 indicator 8.8 because that's the only one about worker safety. And we are requesting for minimum compliance in the supply chain. For example, what Dhanraj mentioned, 65% of the workers that we have assisted, 6,000 of them, have received their ESIC, TIC card after the accident, which means for years, months, their family could not get benefits of it, and they started getting it only after the accident. Too late. Bajaj has made the most progress in it, and we will talk about that. Next. Then we have top 5 operational recommendations. The previous ones were more policy. And here what we are saying is the boards need to take accountability and responsibility. We are not sure how many of them are still looking at this seriously. We have some good indications. The chairman of Maruti Suzuki, Honda's board director, and some others have been engaging with us, and that's good. But it's a long way to go, and I think it should be part of their standard agenda. Second thing is we are really asking for a joint industry task force with SIAM, Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers. SIAM said they would try doing it, but ultimately they need support from brands. If brands don't fund them, if they do not ask them, SIAM won't be able to do it. So I think it's only fair that the brands support them. Mapping supply chain, you heard about. Obviously, we are looking for transparency and accountability. Chitra also mentioned that. And we need to weed out habitual offenders. I mean, we know of one particular factory in Faridabad, which every year has been having 50 accidents a year. 50 crush injuries a year. Hundreds of fingers lost a year. Every year, year after year. We have advised this to the brands. We have advised it to the government. We are waiting for action. But we got to stop this. And on flip, we need to reward the safe factories. Again, brands have all the power. SIAM, ACMA, they can do this. We had a very good meeting with ACMA last month where their senior leadership discussed the issue with us. Now we're waiting for actions. Improve ground level actions that we talked about. You heard earlier our workers talking about honest worker safety audits. On our YouTube channel, you will see workers discussing audits. The current audits are just not up to the mark. They need to improve. And worker trainings also worker asked about. In fact, they asked for 10 things, and we need to remember that. Next. OSH as recommendations to the government. I mean, these are obviously big things. I'll focus on a couple of things. One, the government has ESIC data on crush and other work-related illnesses for 70 years. If we could structure that for the last 3 to 5 years, we could identify what can be done in hotspots across the country. And it's really not very difficult to identify in Digital India spirit, in Make in India sustainably spirit. This is not difficult. We can help them design, and we are talking about this with the government. Of course, we are asking for better reporting and governance. As you heard, the factories are just not reporting these accidents. They are 1/10 of reality, probably. A confidential helpline for workers and safety training, I think we talked about. Let's go next. So what are the next steps for us? And I'll stop after this, right? We'll continue championing worker safety in auto sector supply chain. That's our focus area. Please support us in that, help us in that, give us guidance in that, give us feedback in that. We'll continue championing improvement in ESIC services to workers. We have written several recommendations. They have thankfully accepted a number. It has made a difference of crores of rupees to workers, and tens of thousands of workers have been helped more because of the re-engineering ideas that they have worked with us and we have suggested. We need to do far more. They need to do far more. We'll keep at it. We need to improve awareness. This is one of those events. We have a Hindi Facebook page where we now have 50,000 followers. Half of them are workers. We do quizzes there. We do Kya Aap Jante Hain there. We have 20,000 a month engagement there. Please check it out and spread it for us. to workers. Of course, we have Twitter and all other social media. We welcome partners. If any one of you or your friends are willing to help us in thinking this through, implementing this, please do write to us. We would be delighted to talk to you, but we will not strike any commercial agreement. We are not in it for revenue. We will never, ever make it a social enterprise. We will always do it free for workers and for everybody else, the government, the auto sector. Finally, we are developing Shramik Sathis, worker volunteers, who you heard in Pune some. We have similar in Manisa, Faridabad, and we'll try going across the country.